Yo, what's up? It's your boy Omega, and we are back with another episode of Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. And as the soon-to-be always, because we just getting started with this new season, I am here with my man, Mr. John D. What's good, fam?
You got it, man. Just enjoying the wind down of the week with good people.
How has your week been in the COVID UAE, the COVID world, but being in the UAE, dealing with COVID?
You know, I can honestly say that I've been very proactive in remaining safe. I don't really participate in too much, and I don't know if you noticed, but the numbers have gone up tremendously.
Yeah. It was like wasn't in like the 3,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, listen, those of y'all out there watching, those of y'all out there listening, please make sure that you are being safe. Make sure that you are wearing your mask and maintaining that social distancing and whatnot. Like, the truth is, nothing has changed. I mean, okay, we got the vaccine, right? And the vaccine is, okay, it's sparsely available throughout the world, but there's the vaccine. Outside of that, nothing has changed. Everyone needs the vaccine for it to work.
For sure.
This is part of this whole herd immunity. And
how long you think it's going to take?
It'll be next year.
Wow.
If they're, look, think about it like this, right? If they're estimating right now that they think they'll be ready to start giving it out to 80% of the people, we're talking on a global scale, by the fall of this year, we still got to go through the process of getting it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Now, I think that once that happens, it'll probably speed up because there's several companies out there that are offering or that are creating a vaccine or their version of the vaccine. So that means there's going to be more available, right? But, I mean, because right now, what is it? 3 available, I think?
No, I've seen like 5 or 6.
No, approved. No, not approved.
Well,
Approved. There's 2 there's 2 in the U.S.
I can send you
There's the
what
Chinese.
I got the little like a screenshot of what's available. You can check it out.
Okay.
But question is, how do you know which one to take, or do you just take one?
You don't know.
No, I'm saying do you, like you said that once it will have more options,
right?
Like, how do you decide?
I mean, I think none of us are doctors, right? So I think nobody in this room is a doctor. So shout out to the doctors out there listening. But I don't know, man. Like I kind of judge it like you do like a restaurant. I know that sounds, whatever. Like I'm downplaying it, but yeah. Oh, I heard that the such and such blah 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 that does the steak. They got good steak over there. Oh, really? I love a good steak. And you go try the restaurant. Be like, yo, these are the numbers. This is what's happening with the vaccine. This was 86, this one's 72, this one's 64. I mean, numbers alone, you're gonna be like, eh. I mean, there's other pieces where it's like, well, I don't want to mess with that one because it came from this particular country, or I've heard some things about this one, how it's affecting black people, and I happen to be black, so probably not gonna mess with that one. Even though this one is just 70 something, I'll go with this one because it looks like it's gonna affect me less in a negative way than the other 2. So I mean, I don't know, man. How would you pick?
Well, when I'm thinking about this, I don't really think about people like us. I think about people that don't have the options of being able to choose.
Okay.
Your poor population. So I'm worried about them being afraid of getting it due to the history of how they treated people of color as experiments in the Western world, of course. Right. But it's going to be a lot just not going to buy into it. But those who do buy into it, it's going to come to the cheapest, I think.
I don't even think it's going to come down to buying in. I think you're going to have to succumb to
without a doubt.
There.
Without a doubt. But when you have options,
we facing that.
For sure.
And what we facing that. So I think that's what you're going to need it to get on a plane, a train.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably going to need it for certain jobs or whatever the case is. It's going to become a regular thing.
Oh, without a doubt. It's not that. I'm just saying as far as getting everybody put together as far as buying into it.
Right.
In the poor communities, I don't think it's going to be whatever's the cheapest. Like, if this is cheaper than this, like they don't have the leeway to say, you know what, I'm going to go with this because even though this is cost more, they're going to just look for the cheapest way out.
I see. That's something that I want to talk about for another idea of something that was on my mind that I want to talk about in this show. But I think that comes down to proximity as well.
Without a doubt.
Because when you look at you and I and everyone else that's here in the UAE, we don't have to pay.
Correct.
Now, I mean, for the vaccine, that's how it is now. Now, I don't know about all of the countries, so I can't speak on it. I know I spoke with my mother the day before yesterday. I think they get it for free, but she's just waiting to see if she's going to be able to get it. Like, she's waiting on a slide, and you know how it is. It's almost like playing the lottery.
For sure.
So, but I don't think she has to pay right now. But I definitely think this is a way that people are going to capitalize on it. And even though we're not paying, right, we're still having to pay because of it. Because, mind you, being in the capital city, Abu Dhabi, we still got our restrictions up. Oh, damn. So in order for us to travel outside of Abu Dhabi, now granted, Abu Dhabi is huge when you count the vast area, when you count Al Ain
in the western region.
Ruwais, yeah. So Abu Dhabi is huge, and people don't realize that. But so there's a whole lot of places that we can go, but out of those places, it's really just Abu Dhabi and Al Ain. I mean, I don't know, Liwa, Hamra, maybe out in the desert. I'm not trying to go in the desert right now.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to go in the desert. I'm not trying to go in the desert anytime. So is we living on the outskirts of the desert, or the inside that's been remodified or whatever. But yeah, I'm not trying to do that. So, but my point is, we have to pay when we travel outside of Abu Dhabi. So we may not have to pay for the vaccine.
But
right?
We're paying.
We're paying, bro. And it's an emotional thing too for some people. I mean, I was caught in that. I didn't want to take the vaccine.
For sure.
But it's an emotional thing. You know, people, you know, it's you know it's coming. You know there's going to be limitations as far as like your jobs and what their rules are going to be and how things are going. And we see it coming. We talked about this before. We talked about it off air. We've talked about it to other people, both in our profession. And for those of y'all first time listeners, my man, tell them John what you do for a living, bro.
Currently I'm an educator. I would like to call myself, but I'm a assistant principal, a deputy principal at a local school here, and I'm actually over a couple of schools due to the cutbacks, and I was one of the blessed ones that actually got to keep the job, but they definitely increased my responsibility.
Congratulations.
I think.
So, and the reason I say that is because, so like for people to understand, I mean, those who follow me, those that know me know that I'm a fire chief, but I'm currently over the fire and rescue training area of the fire academy in Abu Dhabi. So with that, we fall in the same category under the same restrictions when it comes to education, right? Sure. We got to follow the same rules. Okay, yours are with the youngsters and mine is at an academy, but it's still the same rules.
Correct.
What's the company?
MOE?
No. Activet?
Addict?
No. It's another one. The ones that put the governance in that says we have to take our test every other week. Activet or something like that? Activet?
I thought that was just all government employees. They have to do it. If they don't get the vaccine, they have to take the test every week.
No. But this is something that I can never remember the name, but it's a rule that came down that it governs all educational. So all the schools, all the colleges, academy, whatever, all the educational side. And it was like, if you're a teacher, if you're in the y'all got to take it. Yeah. And it was the whole every other week thing.
Yeah. Now it's weekly. Ours just changed.
Yes,
yeah,
it is. Sure. Yes, it is. Yes. So, but that's what I'm saying. So like, but for that, and so that's what I mean by I say like we still got to pay. So yeah, the vaccine is free, but you got to take you still got to take these tests if you want to travel, if you want to move about, and you know whatever the case is. And some places were saying that what is it? If they don't take the vaccine, then that individual is going to be responsible for getting their test done regularly. Correct. Because their job requires them to have it.
Correct. That's what we
right.
felt.
Okay. So and then they're saying, so hey, go take the vaccine. Here's your window, 2 to 3 weeks. Go take the vaccine. If you don't take it by the end of this window, we offered you the vaccine for free, and you need to take these tests every week because of the job that you do. Yeah. And now if you don't go do it, we gave you the opportunity. Now that cost is going to be on you.
Without a doubt.
So it's kind of yeah, man. So, but I think that it will, like I said, next year. So that was a long ass answer for the. But yeah, but next year though. I think next year is when we'll probably see it, because everything and
so when you say next year, does that mean that once you get the shot, you don't need it anymore, or do we have to keep doing this year annual?
I mean, of course, I'm not but my guess would be the way that this thing has been mutating, right? Because well, we've got a different strain in the UK. In the beginning there was a different strain that was in Denmark, right? I don't know if you remember, no, but it was so they had to. I forget the number, but it was hundreds of minks that they had to bury. Because what happened was it had transferred from a human to the minks, and then from the minks back to the human.
Really?
Yeah. And so they had to bury. I'll find the article. Maybe we'll post a link or whatever in the video. But yeah, it was. So Denmark was the first that I remember where it was like there's this different kind of strain that's coming about, right? So you got Denmark, you got the UK, South Africa has a strain. California's got California's got their own.
And we're hoping that this vaccine that people are taking is going to be able to cover all of them.
Well, as far as Fauci says, he believes that it will handle the mutations that we've seen.
Inshallah.
So I say all that to say, I think it'll probably be a thing where we're going to have to get booster shots. This is what it looks like. So I think it'll be something kind of like the flu, where it'll be a regular thing, and you got to get the booster. Because if it's mutating this way, and we haven't even put out the vaccine for everybody to get yet, and it's already mutating, what is it mutating from? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but generally when a mutation happens, that's because something has been put in the way to stop it from being what it currently is. And because it's so strong as a virus, it is now trying to find a way to keep living.
Correct.
And by the way it's finding to keep living, it is now mutated, right? So that it can push forward and continue to live.
Definitely.
But if it's already doing that, and it's in areas where people don't even have the vaccine yet, or the majority of the people have not taken it, what's causing the mutation? So at that, it seems like it's going to be mutating a whole lot for time to come.
Well,
so I think booster shots are in our future. So
wow. I guess people don't think about that aspect of it either.
I mean, I don't know, but like I said, I think 2022. God, it's 2021. Oh my gosh! But I think 2022, will probably be, in whatever the new normal is going to be, and people will be taking the vaccine. They're going to be forced to take it, and I mean that's just how technology is, right?
Do you think we're going to be in masks for a long time?
I don't know, bro. All I know is I ain't going to the movie theaters ever again. That's all I know. But I do, like I said, I do think that with the technology that we have, is going to push forward. And we know that, like, technology it moves fast. And speaking of, like, do you think that technology is moving too fast for us? Like, cause I laugh, right? Like, I'm sure like my mother's going to listen, but like she's come a long way in the tech world. Right, like I remember when she didn't have. I mean, I don't even mess with Facebook really, but But make sure you check me out, people. Omega Official everywhere online. For sure. But I remember my mother was getting on Facebook, and I was like, you got to get on it. It's go ahead, you'll see people from. She's like, I ain't messing with no Facebook, boy. I don't. Now she's like the whole thing about WhatsApp, right? She's like, I saw your message. And I tried to message you, but you was already gone for WhatsApp. So I tried to send you something on Signal. I got an account that says, hey, some people on there that I know, but I couldn't find you. I was typing in your name. I typed in Naeem. I typed in Omega. I tried to put your phone number. So you just got to find me. So it's like she's gone so far in technology. You know what I mean? So, but do you think that technology is moving too fast for the life that we live?
I think that it's definitely moving too fast, but it's too difficult to control it. I was just telling somebody today, like the first plane took off like less than 120 years ago. Dang. Like 1908. 1908 was the first plane that went up in the air, and we're sending messages through the sky now. You know what I'm saying? Like through this invisible.
Hey, hold up, man. Internet. People was using doves back in the day. Like, yo, don't be hating on the old technology.
You know what? But what's crazy about that is that people were able to train doves to send messages. I wonder how many lost messages did they get?
Yo, that had to be like the excuse back in the day, right? Nah, babe, I told you I wasn't gonna be able to make it. I sent the dove.
Where's the dove?
Baby, I sent the dove. I was at ask Corey and them. I was at the thing, and then the bird, and it was a good dove because they said it'd been sending messages all week long. So I didn't think that dove wouldn't make it to you. I'm sorry, baby. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So
they probably killed a lot of doves because they really didn't send the dove. Like, where's the dove then? It's no longer here.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But no, I think. Oh, go ahead.
But as far as the technology aspect, yeah, I just think that it's too difficult to control because it's in the convenience of everybody's hand. You know what I'm saying? And people get comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what it's allowed people to get real comfortable, from video games to surfing the internet to not even turning on your television with a remote control, just speaking in the air.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna need you to stop bashing. No, like, what? But no, I mean, I love technology.
Yeah, but you, just not to cut you off, but you're aware of so many things that the average person isn't. So you're responsible enough to be able to do what's appropriate. Other people don't have enough information you got, and just for example, where people are video themselves breaking crime, like breaking the laws. They don't they got guns or whatnot. It's like the technology moves past.
Stupid.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's
just ignorance, though. That's just, I mean,
for sure, it's complete ignorance because if they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't have done it. So I think that the technologies move too fast, for sure.
I mean, I hear you. I get it.
I mean, but you can't compare everybody to you. Like your mother is technology. Like she knows more technology than most people her age. Why?
Yes, she does.
Because of you.
Yes, she does, and yes, it is.
So there's a bunch of people like me, right?
Yeah.
Our parents don't know anything like that.
I mean,
your mother knows more than the average person.
Yeah,
because of you.
I mean, I agree. I agree that technology is moving fast, and I believe that it's moving fast because as it progresses, the technology that we're receiving or that we're being introduced to makes it easier for technology. You know what I'm saying? For more technology to come. For sure. So for example, when we talk about a car, right? Okay, so first, the Model Ts or whatever. So when we talk about those were made by, there was some big machines involved, but there was a lot of handwork involved in these cars. There was a lot of handcrafted. Even when we go back to like the 50s, 60s, I think the 70s, right? Where you talk about like those old station wagons. Remember they used to have the wood grain on the side? Sure. That was handcrafted, right? But then when the technology came with the equipment for the factories, they can just slap this on. We got a machine that'll just do all of that. We just need to teach you how to run the machine.
For sure.
And obviously it made it go faster. But that's what technology has done. So I think it's getting faster because the technology that we are creating helps it to go faster.
Without a doubt.
So I think in no time, like, people gonna have robotic companions in their life.
Not in our lifetime.
Nah, it's happening. It's already happening. What are you talking about?
Robotic?
Bruh, they got robot girlfriends in Japan. As we speak, somebody is electrocuting their little pee-pee right now. This is what's happening.
Yeah, I'm not that far.
This is what they doing, bro. You haven't seen this, man.
You know, I try to limit the amount of entertainment I'm allowed to watch.
That's not entertainment, bro. That's like preparing for the future.
Somebody actually has
robot. Hey, bro. Hey, this is preparing for the future, fam.
Wow.
I
tell you this: if it's working for people, I'm comfortable with it. Because that means there's one less crazy person on the street trying to take advantage of somebody else. But the technology aspect, like you said, the technology is making things move faster. But that's the good part of it. The bad part is that we need to monitor.
And that's where we at.
Yeah.
That's where we at. And I don't want to go deep back into it, but listen, those of y'all out there that are using WhatsApp still, I would stop. And I was thinking about something, right? And like, cause everybody always asks the same question, right? And you a father, I'm a father, so you'll relate to this. I think I'm hoping we're gonna find out real time. But I'm thinking about it like everybody always says, "Well, I don't have anything to hide." Right? We talked about this last episode. I don't have anything to hide. I don't really care. Let them check whatever they want to check. I don't care. I'm me, and I'm gonna stay me. And if they want to look at me, then let them look. Fine. This is what they're saying, right?
Sure.
But what I'm talking about is, all right, forget my reasoning from before. What about your son? What about your daughter? When we're saying that people are prying in and able to look at certain things.
That's the negative parts.
Right? So, but you know what I'm saying? So when we talk about like, oh, I have nothing to hide. Right. But what is it I said before? But you have everything to protect.
For sure.
So yeah, you might not be an international criminal, but you have an innocent child that is using this software, that is using that laptop, that is connected to that webcam, that is on that social media, that is trying to get onto it through their friend's phone because you're being the more strict parent and not allowing that to happen. That's what you have to protect. Sure. So when we talk about this privacy thing, it's not 100% just about, oh, you out there doing dirt. You on, what's the website called where they were catching all the men and the women that was cheating?
Back page?
No, that was the prostitute thing. It was a female's name that was the website, like Anna something. I don't know, but it was a website, and it was let's call it Marianne, right? Somebody out there, they put it in the comments, y'all know, but there was a website out there. Let's call it Marianne, and it was like a dating site for people who were in committed relationships. Like, you go in there to go cheat.
Stop it.
Yes. You ain't heard about this? Bro, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to add it to the video. We're gonna put it down in the scroll. But what was the name? I can't think of it. But
well, we don't need to be promoting that anyway.
Nah, you're right. So black men don't cheat. For sure. For sure. But it was basically people were going to the website. They know they go in there and it's supposedly they're in relationships or whatever, and they're going there to cheat. Ashley Madison.
Listen to you promoting this.
Sorry. That's what it is. But
I heard of that. I didn't know that's what it was.
And there was a leak of the data that was on the website.
I do remember that now.
So these people were sitting there biting their nails. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Trying to take
prominent people.
Yes. Trying to take their girlfriends and wives on vacations, hoping they ain't around. Baby, we don't need internet on this vacation. I just want to focus on you. Nah, you trying to keep up from hearing what the update is. What the update is on this. That's what it is, Ashley. Yeah, that one. That's what it is.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, bro. So I think that it's more about the protection of what we have in our lives and who we have in our lives.
Correct.
Right. So those of y'all that are out there using WhatsApp, I recommend, and I've been saying this for years, but I recommend that you leave and find another piece of software to use. I recommend Signal. I can go into it on another something or whatever, or put up a clip or whatever and talk about it. But I recommend Signal, and it's spelled just like, it's the word Signal. There's an alternate that people were talking about, Telegram. I'm aware of Telegram, but for various reasons, I wouldn't recommend using it. You might lose out on some of the features and stuff like that, but it's right now it's one of the more secure apps. Another one that you might want to be able to try is called Wire. That one is fairly decent, but unfortunately, the location that we are in, that app is blocked. So you need like a VPN or whatever to be able to use it. That's a key indication that it's probably really secure because people like to monitor things, and if they can't monitor it, then they tend to block it. So that giving you a little bit of insight on just how secure Wire may actually be. So, but that's my take on it, man. But and also because I know we were doing some things, and you still using Gmail.
I am,
and we need to get you out of that.
I'm trying to figure out why though. Like I've had this account since like 2001, I have every. You know what? It's time for a change anyway. You shouldn't be with something that long anyway, unless it's a person.
Wait, I was about to say, wait a minute.
Unless it's a person.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, I heard you.
You should always be trying to get better. So apparently you got something for me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna do it. We ain't gonna hit that now, but we definitely gonna get into it. And I'm gonna get you on the right email. I'm gonna get you on the right browsers for your phone, for your laptop, everying.
I'm only trying to get better. Let's do it.
Other things. All right. Sure. So we're gonna get it. So being here, right? We're talking about being here and like some of the things that go on here. Like something from the UAE that I've never experienced. Now, mind you, I've lived in, this is country number 9 for me. This is the first time that I ever experienced. Have you ever, being out here in the city, had somebody approach you and say, "Oh, where are you from?" And then you give them the response, "Oh, I'm from DC."
I normally say America because
you don't say the state.
Well, I say something related to the entire country. I don't say like a specific state or city because depending on who I'm talking to, they may not be familiar with.
I got you. Okay.
So I'd say like America, the states, or something like that.
And see, if I say Georgia, the first thing they say, "Oh, Atlanta."
Oh, really?
Yeah. Atlanta.
Well, I've said it before, and they thought it was the country.
What?
Georgia. They thought I was. It's like, you're from there. I was like, no, in the states. So that's why
Tbilisi. Okay. All right. But so have you ever had anybody come up to you and they ask you that? And then you give them the answer. All right, I'm from the US.
And that is not good enough.
Yeah, and then so you already know what I'm saying. Then they come at you with the whole, no. Where are you from? I hate that. Like,
I don't.
Okay.
I don't
Speak on it.
I don't hate it because, half of me being Korean, I know where part of me came from, right? But the other half, what American people don't realize is that Black people don't know where they came from as far as what part of the world.
American people don't realize that?
American Black people. Like, we just say Africa. That's a big continent. So I'm just saying, like, so when I hear that and somebody said, "No, where are you from?" I used to be bothered. But then when they say Sudani, and I'm like, Sudani, was like, you look like a bunch. So it gives me hope that maybe part of my family came from Sudan. So it kind of puts a puzzle piece, like, it's a possibility, opposed to somebody say Africa. That's a big continent. Like, what part of Africa? But if somebody say I look like somebody from a specific country, it makes me feel like maybe that's where I could start if I were to look on the African American side.
I mean, okay, I want to talk about that, but I think that's more of a slip of the tongue and a slice of ignorance, because that when people say Africa, that's almost like people saying that they are from Dubai and they're referring to Dubai like it's a country.
Correct. Oh, without a doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like people they're like, "Oh, they're from Africa," and it's like, what? So you're right on that. But I think Black Americans do realize that, we don't know where we.
Oh, no. I totally. Yeah. I'm saying, but where?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So when somebody says Sudani,
but you ain't gonna be from Sudan, dude.
Well,
like you got to look at the slave trade and how that.
But to me, when I hear that, what you're about to say,
right?
We're assuming that the information we got is correct.
Okay.
And I'm just going off of somebody that's from this area,
right,
or familiar with people from this area to say I resemble. And to me, that means a lot to me, because who's to say that my family didn't come from it?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah,
I
mean, we don't know. We don't know.
So I'm just saying, it just sounds better that maybe I'm closer to an answer that I didn't know how to get to. Because somebody else may say, "Man, you look just like."
But remember, though, they're going off of how you look,
for sure,
and then how you look is a mixture,
correct?
Right? So that it may be that mixture that kind of just makes you look like I can
dig it, but it still made me feel good,
because that's what they.
I'm just saying. You say it bothers you. I said it made me.
No. But it bothers me. It bothers me because I am aware, and it does suck that I don't know exactly where my heritage lies. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Not that the people annoy me, but it bothers me because our heritage was ripped from us.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in that sense, it bothers me. I don't mean the person annoys me. So I'm that's not what I meant. But but when they ask me, it's just like, because it's just a constant reminder right?
Every time.
And the thing is, it's like we're not like, say, first generation of maybe a Nigerian or Ethiopian or Sudanese that maybe moved to like the UK or wherever, and they moved there because their grandfather moved when he was younger. He ended up meeting the mom, and you know, bum bum. Then the parents came. Then they came. They got the story. They at least know, and then they know. Oh, and our grandfather is from Lagos, right? Cool, got it. But when you talk about a black person from America, fam, we talking 400 years, right? Imagine, right? Think about this for a minute, right? Imagine, say I'm married to my wife, and I'm from the coast of Nigeria, right? Mm-hmm. I'm married to my wife, and slavery, you know, the slave ships come, they take us, they bring us over to America, and me and my wife, we working for Master Johnson, right? Well, Master Johnson ain't really loving his wife, and he decided he gonna come out to the barn, and he gonna take my wife, and he's gonna have sex with her, right? Listen up, children. So he's gonna take my wife and have sex with her and get her pregnant. So now I'm a slave, my wife is a slave, my wife has been impregnated by the slave master, but the wife of the slave master is like, nah, you not keeping that N-word baby up in here. So the moment that they give birth, you gonna sell that baby off to some other family. So now that baby goes to the Thompson family, to the Thompson plantation. With
no records of anything.
Exactly. That's me and my wife baby, who we will never see again. And if we were to ever, we're not even gonna know what he or she looked like. You wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? And then wash, rinse, repeat, and do the same thing over again. And then even one worse and better, I get a little bit too old, but Master Johnson don't need a driver. He don't need somebody to handle the carriage for him. So he sells me off because I'm no longer good to him. He gonna sell, remember, we property. He gonna sell me off before I get to the point where I can't do anything. I'm gonna make a little bit of money off of him. Nowadays we call it eBay, right?
For sure.
Let me just sell it. We go to eBay, we go to, what's the one over here? Dubizzle. Let me sell it off before it gets too raggedy. Get a little bit of something off of it. And now, like that. You know, and now I never get to see my wife again. I have an estranged child living on some plantation. Who knows what's happened with our child and who he or she has met while they are enslaved and what relationship they may have been in and then broken apart from. Maybe he's broken away or she's broken away from her husband. You know what I'm saying? And now we fast forward 400 years later and you got somebody saying, nah, where are you from? And it's like, bro, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, it's tough.
There's no historical records. We didn't even count as human beings. There's no historical records that are shown. Now, let me take that back. I have seen documentaries where because we were property, right? So they've got the, what do you call the books when we talking about the what am I talking about? Where you keep in the books. You know, you got your property or whatever coming in and where it's been shipped out to, and so I can't think of the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. And so you know they got the book. So I've seen this in documentaries, but I mean, come on, man. Like, how do we know? Your name might have been changed over and over again because of the ownership. You know, like so yeah. So when somebody says, "Where are you from?" Have a little bit of understanding and sensitivity behind that. Now, yeah, sure, we can go and we can do the whole ancestry.com and black ancestry.
I think that's a moneymaker.
Hey, man, you know, but I'm just saying, but like those are
only options, really.
Right. So, and then why don't you find out?
Well, see, who are you talking to? So when I'm talking to people that's asking me, they're people from Africa. Like when I say African, I'm talking about one of the countries that are over here. So maybe a Yemeni person, Sudani, somebody from Egypt, like specific countries in Africa.
Anywhere. Because you got to remember, right? The people that are in this country, which it is quite diverse, for sure. No pun intended, but it's a quite diverse country when it comes to the people who are here.
Without a doubt.
Right? And where they're from. The majority of the black people that they see in their life are from Africa.
Without a doubt.
Or they are from other countries where they might have been the first or the second generation that have moved to that country from Africa. Gotcha. So they're not used to seeing black people who don't know where the heck they from.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like America, we're very big, but we're very small-minded at the same time. right? America forget. We think that we over there in that bubble and we got everything, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of in that.
That's exactly what it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's a bubble, right? I think that's fair to say. So it's a bubble, and we can say that from knowing both sides.
For sure.
I've been living internationally since 1997, fam. Wow. 1997. But this where you from mess, the first time I ever encountered that was when I came to this country. First time.
Did you live in any other Middle Eastern countries?
Yes.
And you never heard it?
Nope.
Wow.
I was in one before here. And nope.
That's cool.
So, but you know,
did you create relationships the way you did here at the other country?
Yeah, I mean, this is.
I'm just wondering, what is it about here that you've heard it so much that you didn't hear it from other places?
I think because it's y'all fault. It's y'all fault, y'all teachers. Because let's be honest, man. The majority of the black people that are in the UAE are either government. Right? They're associated with the military or contracted by the military, or they're teachers.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no black people that I know of in my career field that's here. I've met 3 or 4 in the time that I've been in this region, in this country. Right? So you got 3 or 4 on the same hall as you, at work. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We could have just left you over here by yourself. But we come over here to bring some home cooked loving from the States, and
you ain't cooked nothing. My kitchen has not. Look, we can go to the house. My kitchen has not. There's nothing. For what?
Sure. I'll make it happen next time.
Bean pie, brother.
If I knew how to make one.
Hey, but you know what I'm saying. But I think it's the population that is here.
For sure.
That's the reason why. So yeah, because the people who are here, the majority of the black people who are here are from African countries.
Without a doubt.
Or knowing where they are from. They are descendants of, but knowing where they are from. They've come over here from the UK, various parts of the UK, whatever, France, maybe even like Spain, like whatever. But they've come from somewhere and they know
where they've come from.
Right. So then when they see us, they're like, that's weird. How you don't know where you from? You know what I'm saying? Where are you from?
You know, the more and more you talk about it, the more and more I feel like, dang, why don't they have this information already? But it is. It's crazy. Like, this is common knowledge in the States.
Yes.
But the rest of the world, they feel like we're supposed to know, but they don't realize the people that kept us didn't really care about giving that information to us.
And people that I've talked to, when I've gone into some detail, maybe not as much as we're talking about right now, but when I go into something, they're like, I didn't realize. I didn't know. It's like, I get it. That's why I took the time to at least talk about it or whatever.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I'm not mad at nobody, but it is frustrating because I wish I knew. You asking me where am I from, and I'm like, I wish I knew. Like, come on. Like,
you know, if you think about it, like, if we did know something, at least we would have some type of foundation of
attachment to our history. And that's why we attach to what we have right now. Like, that's why we have this love for, like, I get kind of upset when African people are like, but you know the drums came from Africa. It is like, look, man, we created hip hop. Period. Stop. Quit trying to take everything we know.
Look, it could have come from there, but the sound that people are in love with, that's influencing the world, is African American music.
Right.
Look, we're the biggest influencer in the world.
In the world.
Period.
In the world. And now one of the people that's a part of that influence is the Vice President of the United States.
Alhamdulillah.
How you feel about that?
You know, what I like about it is that we get to see little people of color. They can actually see something. I know Barack was an example, but to see a black woman to be in the position that she's in, it just opens up ideas, and it creates a different vision,
right?
Because when I was growing up, we didn't see anything of color in those positions. So you could say, hey, you could be this, but if you ain't see it, how likely is it? Like, are you the exception? Are you going to be the exception to break this rule? But since they broke it, it's like, wow, we can actually see something change going forward.
Do you know, I forget what movie it was, but it's an older movie, and I remember being a kid, and this is how bad it was. When I think back, it makes me sick to my stomach. But I saw the movie, and the president in the movie was black. And I remember as a kid watching this, and I was like, how'd that happen? Like, yo,
what movie was it?
I can't remember, man.
He died, didn't he? Or the world was under like attack.
They don't
give black people those roles.
I want to find out now. But I'm okay. I might not have been a kid. I might have been like teens, like
so I'm telling you,
the high teens.
The world was under attack, or he died,
and they were like, "You
listen." They
some designated survivor type mess.
Look, all the black presidential pieces. The world is under.
Well, that wasn't the president in 24 black.
Oh, well, look what he was going through. What are you talking about? And he died.
No, he didn't.
He did die. He died like in the 3rd or 4th season.
Did he?
Yeah. He got
That's
touched.
the dude from the Allstate.
Yeah,
right?
Voice. The voice.
You're in good hands.
Allstate.
Okay, but yeah. So when it comes to Kamala, I mean, congratulations to our vice president. But she tick a lot of boxes, bro. I mean, she's the first black, the first Indian, Asian. She might be Puerto Rican, Jamaican. I think
she went
like
to a HBCU.
Bro, she's
in a sorority, predominantly black sorority. Like,
yeah. Well,
to me, she's AK.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I see, to me, there's going to be an influx of people going to HBCUs because they feel like, okay, this institution can produce things like this. Because I'll tell you, when I was younger,
right,
I wasn't trying to go to any HBCU because in my mind, I believed in all the sauce I was drinking. I believed that white was right. I believed all of that.
You know, I'm gonna say something that might be controversial to some, but I think you'll get where I'm coming from. I don't think we needed Kamala to become vice president for that to happen after this previous presidency. I think already people was looking saying, well, if he can do it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think black people was thinking like that.
Huh?
White people maybe, but not black people.
I don't know, man.
Look, check this out. One thing that Donald Trump had that no black person has that could say anybody could do it. He had a lot of money. Like this was fun for him. Like if a black person runs for president, it's for real. It's serious. Okay. But how many black men are in a position to have so many billions of dollars that can run for president? And if he fails, still be all right. If a black person runs for president, this is for real.
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I look at it.
I mean, but I guess just like from the aspect of like anyone can do it. Looking at, we know we had President Barack Obama, right? And it's like, okay,
perfect.
Did it for real. He did it for real. So we know it can be done. And so I think people looking at it from that, with that in mind, right?
Then I'm only going to look at it from the optimistic view, because if I look at it from the negative view, it can persuade people to believe that there's no hope.
Right.
And I believe where we are in time, like it shows that things are changing. I believe. Not as fast as people would like, but I'm seeing steps to change for us. I just would like the social injustice to change as far as the consequences and repercussions.
It's
and I think she will play a role in changing some of those things.
The thing that I have in my mind is, will it be a constant? Because now it's the plan for the first 100 days, I think. I know they're already talking about the 10 days that he's going to do something.
He already signed like so many in the first 3 hours.
Right. Okay. So before the inauguration, he was like, in the first 10 days, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm not even going to embarrass myself and try to run down the list because I don't know them by heart. But this is what he said. But obviously, the past has always measured a president's first 100 days. And he's already made these promises about what he's going to do in the first 100 days. Let's say he does he comes through on all of that. Do we think that it's going to last? Like, how you feel about, like, you got any warm and fuzzies about this president, this administration?
I don't. I think that he's going to be pegged as the savior. I hate it too, because following Trump, anybody could be better than him. So he's gonna look like he saved the country. Like, and it bothers me, but this is what I do like about Kamala Harris being Vice President Kamala Harris being in that position. Now, God forbid anything happens to him, but he's really old. And she will.
The way you said it.
Because, like, I don't want people to think that I'm wishing, but he's an old man. And not only that, let's say if he does live in the entire thing, because he's so old. Man, look, check this out. The presidential race before, we had two 70-year-olds running for real to lead the free world. We got this is what we result to 70-plus-year-old white people.
Oh my God!
So this is what I'm saying. going forward.
Yeah.
Depending on how successful this run is,
right.
She's still gonna be looked at like she can run.
Mm.
And if this is successful, she could be the next leader of the free world. That's what I'm looking at.
Yes.
So I don't want anybody to take this like I like Biden. I don't want anybody to die, but he's old and this is a stressful job, the most stressful job in the world. Why is he supposed to make it? That's tough.
I don't know, man. You might want to ask some teachers about stressful jobs. They might be like, look,
they're not 70.
Hey,
how
look,
about this? Tell me this. Why
they might feel 70 after dealing with them bad kids.
Tell me this. Why is it that people retire around 65? But you can run the free world after 70. Like, what do you? Come on.
I mean, I'm with you. I get it. 100%. I don't. That's nothing that I would be trying to do.
If you was a teacher at 70 and you weren't good, they gonna force you to retire. So why was he so good? You know why he was so good? Because he was the only option to replace this guy that just left.
I mean, I think not in a way of like favoritism of Biden or anything like that. But I just think, I mean, the man has been in politics forever.
For sure.
And I just look at it like, even if he's not the number one option or the best option or whatever, if you've been doing it for so long, that's the edge, bro. That's like playing basketball, like you being a young kid and playing ball against your uncle who got a bum ankle or a bum knee, and he's still waxing your tail up and down the court. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because he know the game, he know the move, he know he's watching you, he know when you try to do your little weak crossover, he know how to stop you and make you fall to your knees. And I think in a sense, like Biden he's not throwing punches at nobody. So please, that's not the example that I'm trying to give those listening and watching. But he does know your moves, I think.
So,
you know, and he's I'll say he's humble enough to make sure he surrounds himself with people.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
Right?
Well,
that can help him make moves.
He's going to have to do that.
He gonna need the surrounds. He gonna need somebody to help him walk to and from the toilet. He gonna need a few things or whatever.
But
so
what you said, like, think about it. The most qualified presidential candidate ever was Hillary Clinton. And she lost to him, to Trump. Like, when you say that he's been around a long time, we had the most qualified presidential candidate ever.
Well, I don't want to say been around a long time, but has been successful in doing it for a very long time.
Well, that's an opinion.
I mean, just by the positions that he has held throughout the years, he's been consistent with it. Again, I'm not on a bandwagon. I'm just saying, like, as his career is, right? That's like you being a teacher for 40 years and then a new teacher coming in after 3 years trying to tell you what's up. You're going to be like, look at here, young blood.
But look, I'm going to tell you, in today's time, you have to believe that young people have a different mindset for a different group of kids.
I'm not saying, okay, think about it like boxing, right? A Mike Tyson, an Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr. know how to go toe-to-toe, round for round, because they've been doing it for so long. They may not look as pretty as they did in the early 90s, late 90s, right? They may not look as pretty, but they've been doing it for so. They know. So they reading your moves. They know you about to 70? Come at your left.
At 70?
I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about the knowledge of it. Knowledge of the game.
I would fight Mike Tyson at 7 if he's 70.
Okay. Well, I'm not talking about actually fighting. I'm just saying having that knowledge of the game.
Without a doubt. But I'm saying, like, you have to think that all the knowledge you have, what are you lacking because of your age? You're going off of the positive aspect. Right. So I totally get that.
Well, we're talking about why he was there and why he's winning and why he beat out Hillary. Hillary just lost because it was a popularity contest. Hillary lost to.
Uh,
when I say beat her, I mean he became president and she wasn't able to do it. I'm saying their battles were popularity contests.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She lost in her fight. She lost the popularity contest. It wasn't about her skills, because I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton. I don't know if I would have voted for Hillary Clinton. Like, I don't know if there's anything that she could have done that would make me vote
Trump
for her. I would have preferred to go elsewhere.
So you give that, so you're part of the population that gave the Trump the vote. Because if you didn't vote for Hillary, you voted for Trump.
Yeah. Well,
because Hillary won the popularity contest, but lost in different places. But I'll say this.
Yeah.
That had a lot to do with the Bernie Sanders thing, because there was so many people that wanted Bernie Sanders to win.
Right.
And they just said, I'm not voting, or I'm going to vote the third party. Right. And that's how Trump got in.
Yeah. I'm with it 100. You're right.
I tell you this, that wasn't going to play a role in this one.
Nah.
Like the Bernie Sanders people, they were going to vote for Biden, even if they didn't want to. Yeah, that's what, because they couldn't have done this.
Right. Yeah, this definitely would not have happened. So I don't know, but I like you. I'm optimistic. I'm really hoping that it comes through like that. So it's I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see.
We hoping for the best, right?
And we have to support. We have to,
like
and by support, I don't just mean like, cheer and download, whatever they do and watch it. But I mean support as in we have to continue to vote, and we have to be cognizant of what we're voting for and why. Those in the U.S. understanding the different props, right? And knowing what props you're voting for. When you go to the poll, remember, you're not only voting for just one thing. When you're voting for president, it's not just one thing. And then get involved in your local elections.
Definitely.
Because
local.
That is where the decisions are being made.
For you, and that touches you?
Right. The ones that, I was about to say, the ones that directly affect you. That's where the decisions are being made.
Period.
It's not being made in the White House. No. There is legislation that comes down that will support the ideas or the movements or the plans or the local laws and regulations. That's what comes from the White House. But those things that directly affect you, that's coming from your mayor, your governor's office,
correct, and
all the props that are associated with your city. So make sure you get in, and this is how we support. This is what we're supposed to do. So I mean that's how I see it, man. Yeah,
like, did you ever think why local voting is not important in the black community up until like recent, like people are talking about it? Like, why hasn't it been as important as the presidential?
I think it was miseducation. Okay. Shout out Lauryn Hill. I think it was miseducation.
For sure.
Like, seriously, like I think that's
because I'm a part of that too.
I think that's what it is. It's miseducation. I think people not understanding, people not, brother, there are people who even right now don't understand the electoral college.
Yeah, I do. I know people like that.
You know what I'm saying? Too. And I'm not shaming. I'm just saying it's a lack of education or miseducation, like not fully understanding what's happening. And the thing is, the people that are on the other side that are voting, they do. They understand fully.
Without a doubt.
And because they understand, their movements, their campaigns are strategic in that way.
Without a doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, and that's why a lot of people were mimicking exactly what you were saying. Oh, but Hillary won the popular vote. I don't know why she's not president. Because of the electoral college.
And he worked.
That's why. That's why he didn't care. That's why he keeps talking about it the way that he is, because he doesn't care about the popular vote, because he knows the popular vote does not matter. Not in that election, which, by the way, I think needs to change. I definitely.
I mean, everything is outdated.
Of course, yes, and it was geared towards white America at that time,
elite white America, and it tricked all the poor white people to thinking that they were a part of that company.
Exactly. So. But yeah, so like I said, it has to be the support and the supporting by voting. But speaking of that, so what about, like, switching gears a minute, what about like the community and black people in the community and support of black people in the community? Because somebody said to me the other day, they was like, well, I feel like if you're not supporting black people in the community, then you're doing yourself an injustice and blah, 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 blah. And I get it. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that's, whatever. I don't remember exactly all the words they said, but the point is they were talking about the business And you're like, well, I'm not going to wear anything that's not black. Or I'm not going to eat anywhere that's not black owned. And I'm like, man, you really limited yourself, aren't you? Like, but how you feel about that? Do you think that as black men, black women, black people, that we should only support black owned businesses? Like, do you even care? Like, is there a parameter that's set? I mean, do you just go for what's good? And then, I mean, how you feel about that?
Well, to be completely honest, I am one of those people. I have dedicated in trying to purchase anything black owned if I can't. If it's not available, of course, I'm gonna use my options.
Right.
But I'm in a position in my life where I don't have to take shortcuts to get the cheaper thing. I can pay a little more to support.
Diverse clarity.
For sure. So I believe in order for us to get out, we have to, the people that are able to do it, they should be the example to say, okay, when you get here, you support people that look like us. Right. And the reason why I say this is because the people that we look at, you know, like on television or whatnot, we influence everything. Like we were talking about African American. So whatever they wearing, we want to wear.
We do have we are the most influential people on the face of the earth.
Period. So,
and if anybody wants to dispute that, I'm more than willing to go toe to toe
with
you on that.
There's no other group of people that they could compare us to.
We can go live. I'll go live on Zoom for that one.
What group
and we'll broadcast live. I'll go toe to toe.
What group of people is comparable to African Americans as far as influence? What could you say?
My mind has never gone there because I've never seen such a thing.
Yeah.
This is a unicorn, my brother.
Without a doubt.
Show me this unicorn. Show me this unicorn.
Like, you know,
I remember living in Japan and being in the elevator and Wu-Tang Clan was playing in the elevator. Say what? And this was in 97, 98, fam.
Yeah.
Come on.
We out here in these
Come
streets,
on, man.
For sure.
Come on. You go on McDonald's and you hearing SWV over the loudspeaker. It only cuts out when they, announcing the order. You know what I'm saying? Gojurokuban. Gojurokuban desu ne. I guess. Come on, man. Like, this is bro. It's we are it. We are it. So I don't. But does that mean that as black people, we have to support?
Well, no.
Black-owned businesses.
Okay, so I just think it's a level of awareness that people are always watching, and if you are anybody, somebody's watching you. So you set the example for people that can't do what you do.
Right.
So if I'm walking down the street and I want to walk with purpose and I have intent in whatever I want to do, and somebody sees me and they recognize, I don't want them to automatically judge me from something expensive I paid for that doesn't look like me. You know what I'm saying? Because again, those companies that people wear on television, they're going to be good without us purchasing them anyway. They were already
the Gucci's,
correct,
and the Pradas and all that.
What they don't need our money. Right. They need us to wear it so other people will buy it, because black people
set trends.
That's what we do.
Yes. So, but okay. So my only bark and gripe or complaint, whatever, would be not knowing about black businesses. This is the part that hurts, I think, is because not knowing, meaning, I mean, if you know better, you do better, right?
We hope.
And I mean, so we hope, right? Fair. But if you don't know, then how, like, for example, okay, there's Meoncore Productions. There's what we are doing here, right? Mm-hmm. There's Diverse Clarity that's under that. There's me as an artist under that. There's you as a podcaster. There's Corey as a photographer, videographer. I do photography, right? How many other black businesses? We do know, we do have a mutual person that we know that hurt themselves a while back, hurt their foot. Remember what I'm talking about? Yeah, somebody that we know.
Hurt their foot?
Yeah, and then they stopped.
Yeah.
Right. Uh-huh. So, and they got their own thing, right? So I'm just trying. I think I know. Well, I was telling you before. I know someone here in Abu Dhabi who does sewing and whatnot. Right.
Yeah, yes.
So we'll probably.
So are you referring?
I'm saying period.
Okay.
I'm saying period. So I'm going off the top of my head trying to think of Black-owned businesses that I know. Now, the hurt part is I'm over here, and I have been here for, quite some time, so I'm away from. So I get that, I understand it, I respect it, I see. But I'm just saying, I think that that's a part of the problem, not knowing. Because if somebody were to say to me, well, why don't you buy black? Why don't you do? Okay, well, where they at? And like when I find out, it's
I don't
like
count really us.
It's like a surprise. Okay, but
because
I'm just
we're
saying,
abroad.
Okay, but just saying though, but like I still would want to do that no matter where I'm at. Because
that's really expensive to get things shipped over here.
Whoa, okay. But I'm saying, but where we are, right? Like there's somebody that I'm talking about who is probably going to do some sewing for us when it comes to like our diverse clarity gear, right? A little bit of modification and stuff like that or whatever, right? So that's a black-owned business.
For sure.
Right? Okay, it's here. But I'm just saying, I'm doing my part when it comes to that. But I think a failure, and I don't know where side this falls on, is it me because I'm not searching hard enough? Or is it on them because they're not advertising well enough, right?
Well,
but if you don't know, how can you support?
Well, in that perspective here, it's a little different.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't really consider us as being, because we don't have the options as we would in the States.
Right.
In the States, I feel like these people that live there should do a better job at supporting us.
But do they know? Okay, let's forget us then. Let's say the States. What if they don't know? What if you have somebody that is sitting there?
We have technology.
But if you don't know, but that's the thing, bro. Like even diverse clarity, right? Like we've purged and we've restarted everything because of the pandemic, right? We're in the studio now. We're able to do everything here, so everything's good. But if people, what's the number one question that people have been asking you on social media and myself?
How can we find it?
How can we find it? How can we find it? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, well, you know the name of the podcast, right? And no slight, I'm happy, right? I'm more than happy to tell people how to find it. But it's like, it could be that simple, but at least they have the name of the podcast. And search for us on any of your favorite podcast platforms. And the majority of them were there or either it's coming there, right? Diverse clarity. But what I'm saying is like, I didn't know that grocery store in the corner was black owned. I was going to the one over here because it's closer, and they got the sandwich that I like. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if I don't know.
Well, see, when you say that,
what
group of people are you referring to?
Well, hang on. But my question for you is, if I don't know, is it wrong on me because I don't know? I need to do more research, or does it fall on the owners because they haven't put it out there good enough for us to know?
Well, as far as the owner, like being a former business owner. I understand what went wrong and why a lot of businesses fail. A lot of times our eyes is bigger than what our finances really are. And we get in situations where we can't do what you say, promoting more, because our money is going for the day-to-day operations, what's not included is the advertising that you feel like I'm supposed to do. I don't have the money to do it. If I had the money, I would do it. And that's what I see because there was a point where everybody was like going to college and getting jobs, and then it was a big push for entrepreneurial, several streams of income.
Right.
And people will open up businesses, but didn't have the finances to actually support the business. And advertisement is really big. So when I say I'm referring to you. I'm not referring to
Yeah, I get you.
So you have the time to be able to just type in, black owned business or whatnot. There's other people that just don't think that far. But when I look at us, I feel like we have enough information to do that due diligence. But we're the ones that they're watching. If we don't even do it and we complain, but like I said, I did not know what came in running a business at the time that I did it. Because prior to that, I knew somebody that ran a business. And in my head, my whole mind just changed. Watching this guy open up this bar, me and my friends are coming in, we taking advantage of him. Like, we want discounts because we think he's a boss.
What's the hookup?
That's exactly. And you know what? When I opened it up, the first night, how about this? It was a closed opening I had.
Right.
And it was some people that came that I didn't invite, but I didn't have a problem because it's making money. A guy said, "Hey man, won't you give me a discount?" And I'm like, "Man, we not even open yet." But it's like people have this idea.
That's how it is.
Without a doubt.
That's how it is for me. Like if I'm performing somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so you gonna be able to get us in? Me and my friend wanna come. you come in the door like everybody else. I got to get paid.
For sure.
I get paid off of your heads being there. If you really want to support me, if you really, really want to support me, pay full price.
This is the ignorance that we have.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, it's pay full price.
And you know what?
Or whatever price they charge. You know what I'm saying?
To support.
Yeah. Right. Of course.
But you know,
That's
but I'm telling you, there's blinders when
Right.
it comes to people that don't know how business runs. Like, I could see if I was open for 10, 15 years, I'm established.
Right.
The first 2 to 5 years, well, if you can make it past 2 years, 2 to 5 years is going to really ultimately determine how successful you really were in making this business work.
Right.
But in the very beginning, going to the 5 years, you don't want to hear people talking about discounts.
Facts.
So if this is your ink, like, I was blessed to still be in education when I had my cigar lounge, but it took up all my time and it was making just enough to stay afloat. And famous people did come, but when you promote that, you give ideas to other people as if you are getting it because famous people are coming to your bar. So but no, they just like regular customers too. They don't say, let me buy 3 or 4 boxes. They buy a couple of sticks too. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's this idea that since people are coming here, that for some reason I was making way more money. And really I was just burning time because all I was doing was just staying afloat.
Right.
And that's the blinders that people that never had a business.
Right. Right. Well, look, for anybody out there listening, watching as well, and we're going to cut this, but I just want y'all to know, anybody who is trying to push their business, and I'll be honest with you, it doesn't matter about the color of the skin, but obviously we're speaking about this from the point of view of black men, yes. Right? And there is a priority in our lives because that's where we reside, right? Sure. In our heart, in our physical presence, in our lineage, like that's where we reside. So that's where the thought is. But for me, anybody that's out there that is trying to produce their own, right, create their own, I'm down to support. So have you give your social media, but once again, follow me at Omega Official everywhere. You can't get it twisted. Instagram and Facebook, I'm verified there, so look for me. And go ahead and get your social media.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Too Much Me, 2WO Much Me. I'm in the building. Holla at your boy.
All right. But seriously though, so like real business inquiries, any questions that you have, any services that you may need, whether it come to the video, photography, graphic design, if you're an artist out there, if you're trying to make moves and there's a way that we can be a part of that, then I want to be a part of that because I want to see all of us win. The people that are on this team, they are on this team because each one of us want to see the other person win. And I appreciate that. And I want to pass that on the best way that I can. So I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, so another episode down, yeah?
For sure.
All right, man. Well, y'all have been listening to and watching Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter.
And some that don't.
For sure. All right, we'll see you next time.